Center today, so we'll thank them for letting us borrow it. I wanted to have our outgoing student body president lead us in our flag salute today. If you can make his way up, and if you guys all like to stand.
Everybody ready? Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, so I know some of you have to get going soon, so we're going to try and make this quick, all right? Not too quick, though. We'll have a little bit of fun. I want to welcome you all and thank you all for joining us today. It's been a long year, and a lot of you have done a lot of things, and it's good to see your faces all together. I know you're happy because there's some really good food, so we got to thank Angelina's for coming out. Really nice. And so if you look on your agenda, we're going to go straight to Susan Stewart. She's going to run down some business things that you're all going to need for the end of this year and the beginning of next year. So this is a good time, continuing your lunch. She'll go through some things. If you want to take some notes down, she'll have some really, really important things to say. So if you want to give her a hand, Susan Stewart.
Hey, what a great year. This is going to be short and sweet and not as boring as it sounded from that introduction. But you all asked, so I might as well answer the most asked questions. But this has been, I think, one of the finest years for student organizations on campus. I hope you are as proud of yourselves as we are. We'll be talking about success in this case, as you know, is measured. But if you're not hearing your name or your club's name called for a plaque or a monetary reward, I hope you don't let that take away from the success you feel in your heart for trying to make a difference, getting involved in extracurricular activities, working with others, planning ahead. I'm thinking of an event, and I remember us meeting, Chris too, as I'm looking, and Sadie, I remember meeting like into September for what was going to turn out to be a huge giveaway to all students in need on December 8th, and the planning and the thought, and I'm using the Christian Club as an example because it was so well discussed and thought about and planned, and just one of many. In the spring I'm going to move forward. You don't have to like cars to love the car club and the members in there, I mean, I had a father who was a little unusual in the sense he was addicted to cars. So going to all of their events isn't difficult. It was part of my genetic makeup. He built a 4-car garage before the house that went in front of it. So I remember being humiliated that we would walk, my friends from school would walk by and, yes, you're the one that lives in the garage. So love cars, but the effort and energy to organize, I want to say 86 individual vehicles, 83, and I know a lot of you were there and we're doing outreach and talking. I mean, just, again, amazing. And all the ones doing things on Saturdays that are not seen. How many times were you packing up to feed the children and working hard? So, that's what gives meaning and adds on, I hope, to the great curriculum you're pursuing here and the degrees you're pursuing here is the richness you have opened yourself up to by being in a student organization. So let me get right to two of the biggest questions, okay? I get to speak a little bit later, so I better be good and move through this. Everybody wants to know about transcript inclusion because we're thinking finals. After all, it's May. The last page of your club handbook is the transcript inclusion. The dates, this is changing. It's hard from year to year. We get so into the year and so in, oh, Gabriel, sorry, it fell down. You're not here, you'll get it right back up. We get so into the year, I can't have you come back 2 years later. I promise I'm going to recognize you. I won't recognize the year. I don't know if your advisor will be here to sign. So there's a time window for the 4 officers that we recognize. Beginning May 11th, that's a week from today, you may begin turning in to Sonia or myself or Miss Julia. And while I'm talking about those lovely ladies, the other half of student activities, how about a round of applause for Sonia and Julia. They're not leaving the shade. I can tell that look. Don't ask us to walk up here. So the advisor, I can't accept this without the advisor's signature. And what your advisor is adhering to is that you indeed were invested in your club. You gave your position the time and energy that he or she feels you should have. And obviously the year will be the 2010-11. You must have held the position for 6 months in order to get it on your transcript. Now, the deadline that I'm going to take these is June 30th. This isn't going to be take this forever. So if Fargus came in 3 years and I said, Susan, get this on here. Fargus, no. You didn't need it for North Dakota, you don't need it. Seriously. So all of you, even my wonderful ASCC members, if you want this on, admissions, we're very lucky still allows this. There are some colleges that have totally eliminated what's called an activities transcript. So I'm thankful we still get to put all of you who work so hard on your transcript for the position you held this year. So again, deadline to get this in June 30th. Remember when we officially switch into summer, the college is closed on Friday, but that just means we're here a lot longer Monday through Thursday. So if you're working and it's hard, we're here long hours. The second is rechartering. You're going to need to be patient this year. Student activities is not in the beautiful, almost done Dr. Michael Alexander building. The wonderful offices of the Associated Students, they will have offices both in that building and in the lounge, the president and his executive board. But the lounge and our offices are going to need, or have been needing for a long time, don't you think, kind of an updated look?
Yes.
So,
Take down the Yankee stuff.
oh, I don't. Oh, that may get her up here, despite the 92 degrees. Nope, not even the Yankee comment, Chris. I have a feeling the Yankees may stay with us. Just they may move a little bit, but. We are going to be meeting with accounting services. Denise was supposed to be here. We have some people out sick today, unfortunately. I don't know if Denise is one. I know Mercedes is. But long story short, I'm going to, and what I need you to hear, other than the Associated Students, who I must charter July 1, because they oversee, as you know, the college service fee, all other clubs we will not charter until beginning August 1st. A lot of your faculty are off anyway, because as you know, as faculty, they don't have 12-month contracts. A lot of faculty are not teaching this summer, with half of what summer session of what we had last year. So just know that for chartering, we're going to be moving a bit in July as the inside of our building gets somewhat destroyed, and we have new neighbors encroaching in and build up their area and redo ours. So again, August 1st, we will have everything ready. And the biggest change we want to make is when you charter, and tell me, and we want you to tell us these things, we hope this will be good news. We will issue you, and I'm hoping we'll have it back from lithography, but very shortly for those that burst in the door August 1st, we're going to issue a club handbook first, so that you're not quite as lost. We took a lot of comments. We still will have our mandatory ICC meeting, because just because we issue it doesn't mean you turn the cover. And you need to get motivated, you need to meet each other and support each other, so that's not changing. But we want you better prepared and aware of any changes that the auditors recommend we make. So again, those two things. Rechartering for all clubs August 1st, other than the Associated Students. I must recharter them so their budget is operative for book grants. if they are continuing that. I can't imagine, right? Cheer for book grants? I would think so, huh? All been recipients. And as well, make sure all of you that work so hard going to elementary schools, City of Upland, doing this, doing that, that you have seen your advisor and you've got this submitted for this calendar year of June 30th. April.
Thank you so much. All right. And next, I wanted to give our outgoing president one more time to address you all. He's come up a few times during our meetings to talk on specific issues, mostly relating to us working along with you and us supporting you in many ways. So he's done a lot for us, and he's done a lot for all the students today at Chaffey College. So I just wanted him to give one more opportunity to say for us to say thank you to him, and he just wanted to relay some information to you all. So if you would give him a hand again.
Hope everyone's doing well. I know you're giving up some more of your time. Hope the food was good. Again, I want to thank Linda, too, one of our members, for volunteering as well. And there's a couple things I want to say. I'm very proud of all of you. A lot of you have given up your time, your own and some own resources to do what you do to benefit students and to enlighten them, share information and actually benefit them in many ways. A couple things I want to share is I'm proud of the fundraising. You guys did a lot of different types of fundraising things you did it out of your own heart, spent your own money, and I'm proud of you for that. Another thing was the donations. Some of you gave quite a bit this year, some to people you knew and some to people you didn't know, organizations, just in ways to help. Generosity was good. And another thing, tutoring. Tutoring is a key essential for us to succeed in our higher academics. And you've done that. You've given it your time again and again. And that shows the level of commitment you have to student success and the level of commitment you have to your organizations. And one thing I want to share with you is, and I'll be working with Richard because I believe highly in this, if you are aware of who might be potential officers for the upcoming year, please mentor them. Share your insights, share your connections, introduce them to the advisors. Do as much as you possibly can to prep them, because that next year they do not need to spend 2 to 3 months building the relationships you already have. So please do as much as you possibly can. In caring for students and caring for organizations, you're only investing in the next year's students to help receive what your club can do for them. So I believe highly in that, and I hope you do the same as well. I want to say I heard Sam in there talking to another individual, sharing all the information about the paperwork and this and that. I was very proud of him for that, because walking into student activities and saying, what do I need, is kind of hard, because then you don't know what you need and you don't know what you need to fill out. So I want to tell you, I'm proud of you for doing that. Sharing information is key, and it really helps that next year. And one thing I want to do is say thank you to the advisors. I know it's a lot of work. Sometimes rewarding, other times it's might be what caused you another gray hair, but still, thank you. Still, thank you. I thank you. I appreciate what you're doing for us. You're investing in us for what we do, and this only helps us to achieve even greater things at the universities or Cal States we go to. So I just want to thank you. And again, I want to thank these gentlemen in the front. You worked hard. Susan, appreciate everything. Susan really works hard for you guys. I think one thing on campus is a lot of times nobody knows the level of commitment we have to these organizations, because 80 to 90% goes unseen. And so, again, thank you. I hope you have a good day.
Yeah, that was a big point I really wanted to drive, was to really influence the people that you think might be taking your positions. And I also wanted to send that message out to the advisors as well. There's a lot of advisors who are trying this for the first time, and we should really encourage them to continue that. And if you can support them and let them know that coming to these things might be beneficial and stuff, it might be it might work out for us all. We decided we're going to do this Director's Choice Award, and we've selected some individuals that we really wanted to recognize for certain aspects that they've contributed to the school and to the Interclub Council. So I'm going to bring up Susan Stewart again, and she's going to go ahead and pass these puppies up.
Well, no little puppies in this heat. No. Okay. I actually, for the first time, really, I started this 3 years ago. If any of you have been coming to the ICC end of the year before, and this year I've expanded a little bit. I'm honoring both two students, and I was to honor two faculty advisors, one of who is out ill today. So for those of you in the Spanish club, I'm really disappointed. So let me just very quickly say, Mercedes Limon is a remarkable, energetic, feisty little spitball. And Jackie's nodding her head. Jackie must be on a committee with Mercedes. She just makes any day she comes into my office just come more alive. I'm not sure if it's because she's always dressed in neon and I'm always dressed sometimes in black, and she just kind of, she's just remarkable. The event that was incredible that she brought to the campus, and I say she, but you know Jefferson and Sam and other members. I mean, she had a packed house on a Friday night for the play that got written up in LA as the most distinctive, innovative. It was performed in Spanish. Armored Reason. Say it in Spanish for me. La razón, la dana. La razón. But how incredible! Packed house on a Friday night. She cracks me up because she said as she brings English plays, nobody comes. But as long as she sticks to Spanish, it's a full house. And she loves her students. I'm not telling Jefferson and Sam anything new, but we'll make sure she gets that award. Another person who's not here, and I don't know if she was answering the phone, Denise Gomez. I would love for some of you, after this ends, student government has purchased a plant which will last much longer than flowers in this heat. I would love for some of you to walk over together, some ASCC as well as other club members. She devotes so much of her time, and you know, even though she's not supposed to, she's cut you that last minute check on some occasions. So please let her know. Yes, we're richly rewarded for our jobs, but there's nothing like a thank you from the client you serve. You are who we are here for. So also Denise Gomez, we were passing that out. Then as far as my first student, I am always impressed with the selflessness of individual students that I meet in my position. Impressed, and I will take a word that was sent to me in an email, a very special email from Sadie this morning, and I'm humbled by truly selfless individuals. I truly think we don't know that many. People talk about being selfless, but you know, and when it comes down to it, there's just a little bit that's okay for them, that they get a benefit out of it. I met Sam Velez from Spanish Club 2 years ago. Wasn't in a club, he was a student, he was starting, and by the library, for any of you walking down to say thank you to Denise today, I want you to look. He came in because he was asking about memorial plaques that were by trees, by the pillars in the library. And I explained that those were students from student organizations who were kind of, we had a memorial service several months after their passing to commemorate their service and their changes. And there was a lot of the students that are on that walk were from Physically Challenged, the Together Plus Club, and others from Black Student Union, one of the youngest members in my tenure in this position, had sickle cell anemia, and we will honor her tomorrow night with a scholarship in her name. Sam, you took that on with no followers. You kept taking it on. A year went by, nothing happened. He started meeting who'd be responsible for moving this, who'd be responsible for taking out the old, putting in the new. It's just amazing to me, the effort. And then what happened this year? He got all of you involved. and the clubs chipped in. He got the exact amount because district money right now is not a full pot. So again, I know it's where I'm going to go when this is over. I saved today to be the first time to where I walked down and got to see, and I shared with Karma Miller's parents who used to come, and they live in the area and sit and meditate. It helps keep her memory alive. To look for a surprise when they come tomorrow night to present her scholarship. So the Director's Choice presented to Sam Velez, Secretary of the Spanish Club. Let me quote, thanks to Miss Julia's fabulous quote book. This one seemed to be perfect for you, Sam. We make a living by what we get. We make our life by what we give. Great giver. What's wonderful about working with Gabriel this year is we think sometimes alike, scaring. Other times we're really far apart. And we have good discussions, but the next individual lives up to the quote on his plaque, and I will be talking more about that. I think he lives his life in a way where he emulates a particular style of leadership. I think sometimes in our aggressive, fast-paced world, there's not always tangible benefits initially, but I think the benefits for your heart and soul outweigh the others. I would like to present to our student body president, student trustee Eddie Sanchez, for incredible service throughout this year. And you know he's a single dad. You know he's had to run off campus. Little Eddie has accidents. He just got staples out from the most recent. And that never stopped him. He runs, gets Eddie, comes back, and for any of the rest of you who may be parents, keeps it going. I just love this quote by Nelson Mandela. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Eddie has this formidable combination. He leads with both his intelligence and his heart, and he has left an incredible mark with his leadership this year on the campus, and we wanted to pay tribute to that. Eddie, if you come up.
You forgot to speak, you
And then lastly, we have I have one quick one at the end, but this is the last Director's Choice. Sherm Taylor, Chaffey Car Club. He lives here. He says he lives in Upland, but I don't believe that. Come up here on Saturday. You know, Bars, we've seen him Saturday, Sunday, it doesn't matter. And then he makes his poor students, David, you can attest to this, be here with him. What's incredible, many things are incredible about Sherm. I think he is a portrait of a generous self. You know, something happens, he will try to make it okay. You know, whatever that is. I call him with student issues, and I tell him the sob story, and it's, okay, I'll see what I can do, and I keep piling on things to get involved. What I love about him advising the men and women in the club, as well as the men and women in the club, that they have not kept any of their revenue for themselves. That's true of a lot of you. They in turn have found causes to give it back to. Whether it be in the form, in their case, of anonymously giving me gift cards to give out to students in need, whether honoring a memory of a former student by memorial scholarship, funding a dream. You know, all know about that, and I hope you're all applying for those if you haven't already. This year, their project was to enhance the Veterans Center, only fitting that Gabriel got the flag from there, because that was built with a lot of respect, but no budget in these times. So the whole purpose of the car show, other than to have a great time, was to continue the support of for any. Can I have the hands if any of you are veterans, please? Okay, thank you. to continue the support for those men and women on campus who serve their country so nobly, and we're so thankful they're here now having time for themselves. I'd like to quote, this also sounded like Sherm, "Your world is as big as you make it." And this place is a better, bigger spot because of Sherm and his leading by example. Sherm Taylor, Chaffey College Pro.
Hug him, hug him.
And I kind of want to touch on the Veterans Center just 1 second. I don't know if you know, we have a Veterans Club, and they were really struggling to get their organization going. So if you are going to be here next year, even if you're not even going to be in a club, I'm going to lend a hand, try and help them organize. I know how clubs kind of run, so I'm going to help them hopefully get that going. If you can lend some support to them, I'm sure they'd be really grateful for it. And the center is one thing, but the Veterans Club is, you know, our brothers and sisters in the club world. So, anyways, I want to move on to introduce Sean. If you want to go and stand, sir. I just want everybody to take a look. Sean, this is going to be your ICC commissioner next year. You ran a very competitive race. It was neck and neck, but
I was running unopposed, by the way.
And I think almost got most of the votes on the election, I think, right?
I didn't think about it.
Okay. All right. And so now we're going to move on to what you're all here for, the Interclub Challenge. Interclub Challenge results. So as you know, every year we add another peg onto this thing. Chemistry Club is the reigning champion. They're like the Lakers. Back to back. Contending for a third. But you know, this year we did a different point system, a little bit different, and I really wanted to make it competitive, and I saw a lot of that. But one of the things that I really enjoyed was, you know, a lot of you took advantage of the assist points that we put in, and I think that made us grow as, you know, a really, really big organization. I mean, clubs working together just from random things. I mean, you look at Trunk or Treat, you look at the campus explosion, whatever you guys needed, everybody was there to help, you know. So, and we're really thankful for all the clubs taking the initiative to start, you know, programs like that, like the canned food drive and the car show. So, and I also want to applaud the other clubs that assisted those other clubs. So I'm really grateful that you guys took advantage of that. All right, so the top three clubs that we had coming in was our, we had the Christians at Chaffey. Can I get somebody to stand up, please? All right. And we also had the Chaffey Car Club. And then, oh, you stole mine. Who's the third club? Oh yeah, Chemistry Club. Please stand up. Sorry. All right. So it was a very, very close race. It was great that you all, you know, took advantage of some of the things we had. And I know the points differential thing with the negative points was a big nuisance to you all, but it did get a lot of people motivated. I mean, look at Volunteer Fair. That was a crazy event. Yeah. And you can say it was that, but it was you guys who pulled it out. And I mean, 40 organizations, something like that. So, and we had to move it inside because it was raining. It was still super successful. So that's you guys. We wanted to say thank you to the Chemistry Club for coming in third place. We really appreciate all the things you did, and I think you guys did something for Pi Day, and to me, that deserved a gajillion points. So next year, we're going to make sure that thing is huge, okay? So thank you so much, Chemistry Club.
Chemistry Club.
And then I want to say, Sherm, I mean, you guys put in a lot of work. You know, you did crazy events. I mean, it was really nice. And so we want to say thank you to you guys for coming in first place and winning the club challenge. Christians at Chaffey, you guys put in such an effort. I don't want to tell you how close it was, because it's insane. But I also
Moses would get choked, right?
it was super close. And you guys did amazing things today. That thing just a couple weeks ago, I mean, that had its own zip code. You know, that was amazing. So, I mean, congratulations to you guys. Second place. Super. I also want to point out Charmaine Goodwin and ASCC President Eddie Sanchez. They are the ones who put in the work to get these points counted. They were the independent body that made sure that everything was fair, that everything was registered and cleared with Susan, with ICC. So please give them a hand. They 2 semesters, fall and spring. They really did their business. I want to say thank you to them. And then so just a few other things as we end this program. I never really go into anything deep, but my last moment, so I might as well take advantage of the mic. It's kind of my farewell address, and just wanted to say that it was really, really awesome being your ICC commissioner for 2 semesters. I was your representative in ASCC. I made sure that clubs were always, well known, the business was always taken care of, and your events were always promoted. We saw a little bit of help. We donated a lot of money, so I think that was a really big point that you should strive for next year as well. With the members during the summer, I wanted to say thank you so much. You might not know what I'm talking about, but a really hot day in June or something like that, we were here and going over how the point system worked, what would work, what wouldn't, and with those ideas is how we came up with this. And so it was a big round table. I mean, 15, 20 people there representing all the different clubs on campus. And if you feel, again, like Eddie was driving home, that you're gonna be here next year, take advantage of that. Give your input. If you're at the last ICC meeting, it wasn't set up like this. It was a set up in a circle, and we kind of just shared what was successful and what we thought our failures were, and things that we needed to work on, and things that I could have done better when I was putting this together. But you're gonna have your opportunity to let Sean know, because he's representing you. So let him know how you want this to be organized. And I can't claim that everything that I wanted to do was perfectly done, and I can't say the ICC points thing was a breeze. I know that a few of you we ran into some conflicts, but we hashed it out. We talked it through and got the understanding of how the thing was going to work, and we were all trying it for the first time. I love performing the duties of this job, and really meant a lot to me. I wore 2 hats essentially with the ACC and with you folks, and so a lot of you affected me a lot, and a lot of your events meant a lot to me too. And so those were things that I know the students really enjoyed. Trip to the Griffith Observatory, that was amazing. International Club got us a bus. They had 2 seats of snacks and sodas and juices, and I mean, seriously, the thing that upset me a little bit was it was a quarter full of students, and that could have been all of you right here. We need to come together and share more information. We resemble the federal government too much, and we're not communicating. So let's intermingle more. Let's maybe next year you can tell Sean that you want just having salsa and virgin margaritas for ICC meetings or something like that, instead of having some formal thing going on.
He said virgin, didn't he?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So. I wish you all the best of luck, because we're all here because we're students. I know a lot of us got to go to class. We got finals and reports and all that stuff to take care of. Some of you have already decided what schools you want to go to, and I'm really proud that I know all of you are the leaders of the school. You all taken the initiative. You've all come up and done more than like 3/4 of the students here. I want to point out Jennifer Wan. She is one of our club presidents. She is an ASCC senator, and she's already packing her bags and heading up to Berkeley for next fall. Amazing. She didn't want me to tell you all, but that to me, that makes me so proud that we associate with her, that we've worked with her, and what she's going to do in the future, we could only see. So thank you. So as my last, I guess, point of order, as with this position, I'm going to hand it over to Susan. She's going to go over some other things, and thank you all very much. I really appreciate you very much, and make it happen next year. So thank you.
First place was 1,000, second was 500, and third was 300, and that's a terrific amount in these times to allocate. We know you'll do well with it, and the money's in your account tomorrow. Yay, Miss Julia! Walk that baby over. You will be getting a record of what all your points are. It's heartbreaking. Several of you, Spanish Club, so close. I just look, and others. I mean, again, the points, because you did so much. You were always doing something. You took it where you hadn't taken it before. Agree with me, Jackie? I've never had an international club president like Miss Angel, ever, ever. And that's true for so many of you here. And so many, let's give it up for the 2 classified individuals who work around a much different schedule than faculty to mentor Divinity and Tara Johnson's case, and our club, our Christians at Chaffey College, Sadie Anderson. This very quickly, because I know you're running. 1, there's extra food. Good news, right? You were dainty the first time. Now you don't have to be dainty. You can have some more, right? Especially those healthy vegetarian sandwiches that won't keep for really long. I want to ask Gabriel to stand, and he probably won't because he didn't like me wanting to speak after knowing that something must be up in that extra box. I think Gabriel Sanchez, the commish, all the emails, reinvented the Interclub Council, breathed life in it with all of the student clubs who came this summer and changed how we evaluate it. And I'd like to present him with this plaque on behalf of you and myself for him to remember in his days. My quote, because you know it's the old speech teacher in me, I love this. Many say I'm just one to try. I say I am one less to quit. That is Gabriel Sanchez. And I'm going to be missing him, Sean. I'm warning you right now. Okay? You're going to have to let me grieve for a while. Okay? Bring tissues when we meet. Okay? Regularly. All right. Give it up one last time, please. Come on, we don't want leftovers.
Yeah, let's go.
I'll see you guys. We're having the club meeting like in student lounge. I'm gonna miss you. I know we do. I know we just dancing. I know. Good job. I'll see you when we're over there. Yeah. Okay.
It was a pleasure holding this for you.
I'm so happy. I thought you were going to play like Dude, I got chills. Okay. I'm gonna end it. So good.